Thank you very much for all coming, and Paul's stolen my thunder that Gateshead is in the northeast of England, so I'll scrap that slide. My name's Peter Udall. I'm a service director from Gateshead Council, responsible for delivering the Gateshead Quays. It's quite important that I'm actually standing here from the council, because the council's kind of committed so much to this. As Paul said, we've had so many attempts at trying to pull this off because we know how absolutely critical it is to the northeast of England, to Gateshead. It's a regional benefit. We started some time ago with Gateshead Quays by going out to the market looking for partners to work with us to bring forward a development on this site. At the time, we hadn't envisaged that we could actually deliver what we're delivering today. So we went out to the market and we got the Ask Real Estate Patrizia Development and Investment Specialists as a joint venture coming forward to work with us to bring forward a development on this site. It is an absolutely stunning site, joined to Newcastle by the Gateshead Millennium Bridge, plus 6 other bridges. A really iconic site between the Sage Gateshead, world-renowned international music venue, Baltic International Arts Centre, and I think it's the site that really sells itself in this respect, on the riverside looking over Newcastle. Location, as Paul said, northeast of England, very well connected. Gateshead with the metro directly to the airport with 80 direct flights coming in to Newcastle Airport. Rail links under 2 hours 50 minutes to London, and so really very accessible in terms of its location. The site within this area, I've mentioned stunning before, but I think it really is the word for the quayside. In the broader quayside, you'll see on the left, Sage Gateshead, on the right, Baltic, linked to Newcastle with the Gateshead Millennium Bridge. This has been the gap that's going to complete this area for some time. It stretches down to the river and back to other areas where we have also things that feed into this in terms of the fantastic new virtual reality businesses that are growing up there. It's a very exciting time to be in this area. Those other facilities in the area are critical to the success of this. We've got the Sage, as we mentioned, Baltic, hotels already there. We're building on that and taking a campus approach so that what we're doing is additionality with the insertion of the arena, exhibition centre, more hotels, public realm, restaurants, linking all these together. And the important point is seeing how these things can work together to provide that real place, sense of place and that destination for this facility. And here it is. On the right, the Sage Gateshead, the arena, to the back of the site, and the area in front, the conference and exhibition centre, overlooking the river and Baltic Square. I think we can begin to see the connectivity from this image. Direct links through to the Sage Gateshead under the open square that also provides the additional rooms and facilities that we'll come on to at the back. On the left, the 2 hotels, probably better on this one, linking again directly into the facility. These images are very new. Today is the first time that these have been out, because in the past it's been concept, but we're now moving forward. As part of the council's vision is the importance of sustainability. And this isn't a CGI, unlike the other images. This is actually built on the site just behind the quays. It's our energy centre. We've got a wholly owned energy company which we've developed and are running heat and power to the wider Gateshead Quays, the town centre, whether it's our buildings, whether it's some of the buildings we own in other areas and rent out. But the power is provided, the electricity from this facility, and will feature in providing that to the quays. The benefits are that it's lower carbon, more sustainable, but it's also cheaper because we also guarantee revenue reductions on market price. So it's something that everybody can buy into. But it's just another mark of how innovative this is going to be. And sustainability is important in the future use of the building, and the building will be certified to ISO 14001 environmental management systems and ISO 20121 sustainable events. And I think the beauty is that we at this stage can work through these things with the designers and the developers.
What technology are you using?
This is combined heat and power at the moment with 3 large engines which heat up water, distribute it around a 5K pipe network, and then the side effect of the generation of the electricity also on a private wire. And so on some it's the power that drives it, and some it's the heat, and looking for that combination. So one of those is a waste product which gets used 100%. And more importantly, from the council's point of view, it actually brings in income as well and helps the council do what the council should be doing, which is looking after the more vulnerable people as well. And that's why this is such an important project for us. This is the stadium, and there we've got today, it hasn't been a particular secret up to now, but SMG are now officially confirmed as the operator of the Arena Conference and Exhibition Centre. Yesterday, the Council's Cabinet agreed to progressing with the agreement for lease with SMG. And so there'll be a press release going out immediately after this with that announcement. Just incidentally, this isn't just any arena here. This is a CGI of the arena that we're talking about on the campus. That's 12,500 seater arena as part of the offer. Now the timeline, really important milestone today in getting that progression on securing SMG to actually run this facility. And you'll know yourselves in terms of operationally these facilities benefit so much more from having the input of the operator at the early stages of design. And we've actually been able to do that now. We've been working with them for a while. And so the design to date has been worked up and developed with the operator's end practice in mind. But now we can really truly invest in making this one of the more practicable and deliverable projects with having SMG on board. To such, we're going to planning November this year. That is really soon. And so by that time, everything will be fixed and firmed up. Looking to start on site in 2020 with completion in 2023. And just to recap on some of the scheme components, I appreciate this is a high-level presentation in terms of the process and the project to date. But it is 6,300 square metres of exhibition space, flat floor exhibition space, wholly flexible, 2,800 square metres of meeting spaces, which I'm advised has the capacity for 4,000 people. These are flexible spaces that can be joined up. And those are the ones that were actually underneath that open area that links through to the Sage Gateshead. The arena has 12,500 capacity. But as I say, linking through to the Sage Gateshead means that we have all the facilities in that building as well available for the future conference and events business. 1,700 or 1,500 seater main hall with countless other buildings, and just a stunning and iconic building in its own right. To Together with that, we have the new hotels, headquarter hotel, and a budget hotel linking into the facility. Performance areas, external performance areas, because the richness of the experience here isn't just what you get in the conference building and the arena. It's because we're next door to the Baltic, we're next door to the Sage, we have other things going on. We have public performances, we have classical, we have folk, we have modern music, and that's going to mean that when somebody comes here, they're actually far more enriched with what they can do in this immediate area, and obviously so close in terms of over the bridge to everything that Newcastle has to offer. Public realm is very important to us, and the idea that these places become enlivened, and so there are lots of areas outside the conference facility in terms of the public realm, food and beverage, that will be provided around there. And we're particularly keen to give opportunities for the independent sector in terms of some of the small units, so that we'll get more variety, more fine grain in terms of the offer that we've got here. Car parking, supporting infrastructure, Council is committed to that and is taking that forward in advance of the Quays buildings. So the multi-storey car parks on adjacent sites, new roads to make exiting the facility afterwards, because that's so important, so that people, we don't want them to go, but when they want to go, we don't want to have them sticking for an hour in the car park waiting to go. So we appreciate how important that is. We've delivered the Baltic, the Sage, Gateshead Millennium Bridge, all incredibly successful, fantastic organisations in their own right. This now is the game changer for Gateshead, Newcastle Gateshead and the region in providing that very, very important piece, missing piece in the jigsaw that will make everything really sing. So that's all I've got to say. I've probably missed out loads that Paul asked me to say, and Gemma, but any questions?
Yeah, hello.
Hello.
Sorry, Martin, Conference News. There's a lot of investment going on elsewhere in the north at the moment. Manchester have just launched their business tourism strategy for the next 5 years. A lot of money being invested in Liverpool, in Scotland, Harrogate, Hull. How are you going to kind of stand out? What's your marketing message to the industry that you are going to be the city to bring the delegation to?
I'm not sure I'm the best person to come up with the marketing message, but what I can do from my point of view is just say that look at what we've got. Look at what we've got there in terms of already, look what the council has delivered, look what the region has delivered, the expertise, the innovation, the cutting edge. And that goes back all the way to the innovation from Swan and the first light bulb, all the way now to some of the video games and stuff that's going on. So to have somewhere like this, next door to Sage Gateshead, next door to Baltic Art Gallery, with the river and things, it's almost like, why would you choose somewhere else? I don't know whether Paul's got...
It is the standout location, the fact that there's such a significant, it's a £250 million investment. It's one of the biggest single investments we've seen in the north of England in one area. We have the connectivity already. This is just lifting us up to a whole new level, as Peter said, given the location that it is. And you've got the northeast character, the Geordie hospitality. That's what we're winning, we're planning on winning in people over, but also working on the sector strengths that we have in the region already. You know, 25% of electric vehicles are built in the northeast of England. Ageing, various different medical life sciences, manufacturing, logistics. We work already with our universities, with our business leaders, and this is allowing them, it's allowing the whole business community in the northeast. This is their asset. This is an asset for the UK. It's an asset for the business leaders and the leading researchers at the universities in northeast England, to welcome audiences in and say, look what we have here in northeast England and in the UK. That's what's going to make us stand out. And the fact that such a big investment is happening in an urban core, this isn't, not criticising any other investments anyway, but this is such a big one in an urban core, in such an iconic location. I think it is going to make a difference.
Fiona from MIT. You talked before about sort of supporting vulnerable people in the area. Can you say a bit more about how you're going to provide employment, and also the joined up aspect with Sage and Baltic, and that, how it's going to help the community, the local community?
Yeah. If we go back to why Gateshead initially built the Angel of the North and then subsequently went on to do the Sage Gateshead Baltic, Gateshead Millennium Bridge. A lot of that was to raise the profile of the region, and it really did that. So we raised the profile of Gateshead so that people would see it as somewhere that was worthy of coming to locate, whether from a resident's point of view or offices to come and locate, to provide the jobs that was so essential for our residents. And we did that when we built the Sage Baltic, the bridge, and we found people did relocate there. For instance, the Hilton came to sit in Gateshead, which wouldn't have been the case before then. We also were providing world-class facilities for local people who couldn't just get on a train, go down to London to see the Tate and things like that. So we were providing those in a regional context because that was really critical. I think the next step is really increasing that. We've invested in office buildings because we can see the steady growth in people who do want to relocate to the region. But the idea to lift that to another level, provide the 1,700 jobs that goes with it permanently, but really importantly, make sure that people from the region have opportunities through training to help with the construction. This is the start of a much bigger urban core regeneration. So with a construction training village, we can actually feed a pipeline through so that local people get the opportunities to actually have those jobs. Afterwards, we're working, in this case specifically with SMG, looking at how we can use this to employ local people through our relationships with employers, with trainers, and with ourselves in terms of training, to make sure that people, local people can actually be job ready to take advantage of this. But the real key is to make the place somewhere where people want to invest in, and having the confidence of investors coming. And it's not just the £250 million of private sector investment that's coming to the Quays. It's the kind of 2 times that through the other areas that we're getting. So the Quays is the catalyst to a much larger regeneration on Baltic Quarter, where we've got 10 hectares of prime site, already office buildings starting to go up there. Already the confidence of the Quays is actually overlapping onto those areas. And that's gone to the market, and we've got an awful lot of interest in that for various uses between residential and employment, live, work, or whatever. And that goes all the way through to the town centre and future plans for the town centre. And this is all going to help the council deliver what the council needs to deliver, which is providing services and protecting the vulnerable people and helping the people in our society to actually get out of that position where they need that support to help them lift up into an area where they can manage, where they can thrive in their own right. And that means that the limited resources that the council has can then be focused more on those people who really need it.
I think Gateshead Council has been, and they always have been, very, very good at consulting with local people. This isn't a project that's on a pedestal that's being led by private developers that's behind closed doors, and it's happening regardless. They've just recently held a number of workshops that were free to anyone to come along to, in the public, to come and engage with the planning, with how this is going to add value to the community, the local community in Gateshead. And there was lots of students came along, lots of local people came along. Half of my office went along as well to take part in it as well. It was very, very engaging. So this is an asset for the local community, as well as bringing some fantastic facilities to the UK. One of the key stakeholders is Gateshead College, who are the #1 further education college in the UK officially, and they've been involved in this since day one pretty much, haven't they? And they're primed and ready to want to support the development of this and make sure local people are getting those job opportunities there that are going to come with it.
Yeah, and you've got to do it. I mean, basically, if we were to wait for people to do this without the council's intervention, because the council has a different model, the council can take account of business rates and things like that, so it becomes something that we can invest in. Because we know we can do that, we can get the return, but more importantly, actually build the future for people of Gateshead.
Any other questions? Anyone? Okay. Well, thank you very, very much, everyone, for joining us this morning. We do have, the meeting facilities, we do have a more detailed breakdown of the facilities, but it just would look really boring on a slide. In terms of, there's going to be 13 meeting room spaces, as well as they're very multifunctional. We've got the breakdowns of them. So if you want to come and see us on the stand, we can talk you through the detail what we have at the moment in terms of how the spaces are forming. So yeah, but thank you very much. Please shout about it. We are going to be sending the press release and the CGIs to you all on email, and we're using WeTransfer for the images. So as long as Lucy at the back of the room there has your email address, it'll be a WeTransfer file for the images, for the CGIs, because they are huge, big files. But all the details in the press release as well. But please come and see us on the stand, the Newcastle Gateshead stand, bright yellow, can't miss it, on the floor if you want to come and talk to us in more detail about it. Please do help shout about it to everyone for us. Thank you very much.
Thank you.